Hey, this is Verna with Galibri Blue Group, and I am here today talking about the 30-day My One Being sponsored self-care motivation challenge. This is all about taking time to prioritize ourselves on a daily basis and bringing self-care as just a practice that we fold into our schedules. And I know that that's really, really tough. Our schedules can be crazy, right? You've got work, you have your social calendar, you have your family, the things that you're learning to improve yourself. If you're studying, if you're like me, and later in life you pursued a degree, an academic degree, or a certification, these are all things that take our time up. And we're constantly giving of ourselves to those around us. And unfortunately, something has to give. Something gets left on the back burner, and typically that's us, right? That's certainly what I've done to myself, and I know I'm not alone. So how do we actually practice self-care, and what does that mean? Over the next 30 days, starting September 1st, we will have tips and tricks that get put out into the My One Being Facebook group. And the goal is to give you some ideas and some inspiration for how to go ahead and bring self-care into your schedule. And you know what's the really neat thing is they don't have to take a lot of time. These habits, these practices can be as simple as drink a little more water or walk up a flight of stairs. It can be as complicated as take a class and learn something new that will allow you to grow as a professional and as an individual. Because remember, you are all one person, and everything that you do, no matter which part of you it's addressing, it affects all of you. So if you're doing something for the spirit, something for your body, you're out there, you're moving. If you're doing something that is designed to enrich your mind and teach you new things, all of this affects you as a person and can be applied across your entire life and will affect you. Think about it. The less stress you experience at work, the less likely you are to bring that stress home, right? You don't have it to bring. Another way of looking at this is, what are you filling yourself with, and how does that translate to what you can give to others? I'll give you an example. I was talking to an amazing person today, and he was telling me about some of his health challenges and his journey. And as we were talking about his own journey of health care as well as self-care, one thing that we kind of got into a little bit more was just, what are we filling ourselves up with? So this gentleman has something that most guys just really don't want to talk about. And it's not my story to tell, so that's not what this is about. But the point is, he is grappling with something that a year ago, I think it was, he actually decided to bring this out in conversation, and he shared it with his parents, had a couple of awkward conversations with his mom, shared it with his peers, his friends, and he's finding that since he unburdened himself of carrying this load alone, he's actually in a much better place, and he's finding ways to deal with this particular issue that he has. So in our conversation, one of the things we talked about was how we fill ourselves up when we are internalizing these issues. We hold them inside, and think about yourself as a vessel or as a glass. Eventually, as you're holding these things, you get full up to here. Well, if you are full of repressed emotion and negative things, what happens when you now turn that around and you're giving to somebody else? You're giving what you've got. You're giving what's inside of you. And that's a problem. That really, when the only thing in there is fear, anxiety, stress, it's all negative stuff, that is what you are in turn relaying, whether you even realize it or not. And it's what people on the other side of you are seeing and hearing. And this is, when you hear people say, "Are you okay? You don't seem like yourself. Is everything all right? Can I do anything for you?" All of this is wonderful. It's so well intentioned, and we should pay attention to it because they're giving us clues to the signals and the things that we are putting out there. So when we think about self-care, now applying it to this story, think about you're talking to someone and that's therapeutic. You are embracing yoga, you're taking walks, you're giving back to yourself, you're doing a bubble bath and a glass of wine because that's really important too. But all of these different things nourish you from the inside out and sometimes from the outside in. As you fill yourself with these amazing things, what happens next? Now you're giving positive things back to everybody and you are really giving the best of yourself. And that's contagious. So when we think about this 30-day motivation challenge that is all about bringing self-care, there's a really big purpose behind it, and that's to empower you to be the best version of yourself, so that as you work with others, as you talk to them, as you spend time with your kids, as you go out on the town with friends, you are always running at your best possible level. And in turn, you're helping everybody else reach that same thing. So this challenge is pretty important because it's just the first step on your journey of self-development and self-care. And this is not a lot of hooey. This is not all about the mystical side, although you can make it that way. This is just making sure that you are prioritizing yourself for at least 5 minutes a day. So September is Self-Care Awareness Month. I learned that just recently and decided that what better time to get started for myself, for you, for everybody we know. So how are we going to do that? You're going to join me in the Facebook group, the My One Being Facebook group, and you'll have to answer a couple questions, but that's just to bring you in. And once you're there, join the conversation. Follow the tips, engage, and really let everybody know what you're doing on your journey. And by the way, bring some friends, because this is always more fun when we have other people we know joining us along the way and supporting us, and we have that accountability and that motivation. In case you were wondering, and if you didn't read the post, there's some pretty cool prizes too. So we definitely have some categories that we've put out there, including the most engaged. So how much are you engaging on a daily basis? Are you sharing tips? Are you sharing pictures? Are you showing a video of you trying to do a handstand? And no, I will never do that because that would be scary. But, is there something that you're putting out there daily, regularly to motivate you and everyone else? Are you the most connected? Did you bring other people along? And if you do refer people in, make sure they mention you so you get credit. So the prizes are really cool. I mean, there's a journal with inspirational motivation tips and tricks. There's a coaching session that you can get. And definitely there is a really cool fitness device. It's a 5-minute handheld fitness device called Active 5 that is in Apple stores, and it's taking the world by storm, and I'm really excited to know the folks at this team and to offer it as a prize. And I'm hoping, going to join in on this challenge, but this is something that I've purchased and I'm happy to bring to you. And it's all about helping you get better and helping you enjoy your life and really bringing that self-care in. So I hope that you join me in the Facebook group, My One Being, and that you start this self-care challenge with me on September 1st, and let's stick it out for 30 days. And you know what's going to happen is we're going to keep going after that. So this is going to be really exciting. I look forward to seeing you all there, and if you have any questions at all, let me know. I'm here for you. Take care.